what research tells us in healthcare is that burnout is a shared responsibility, and it's best accomplished when we want to try to mitigate the effects of burnout. This is best accomplished by a combination of organizational strategies and individuals working together. At a very high level, when we're talking about the sources of burnout, really, that there are two main sources of stress that are going to fuel our sense of burnout. The first is who we are as individuals and what we bring into the workplace environment. And the second is where we work. I mentioned that Mayo Clinic is an organization that has developed a body of research around burnout, and they developed this model where they pointed out that burnout is not necessarily a binary condition where we either are burned out or we're not burned out. It actually exists on a spectrum. And the other end of the spectrum is engagement, where people feel very absorbed and committed and enthusiastic about their work. And where we all land on this spectrum between burnout and engagement depends on these factors that you see in the middle, these 7 drivers that you see. So things like workload and job responsibilities, our feeling of autonomy and control, our work-life integration, and so on. All of these drivers will impact where we land on the spectrum and whether we feel burned out, exhausted, feeling cynical, feeling like our productivity is sliding, or if we're on the other end of the scale where we feel very enthusiastic and absorbed in our work. So when clinicians experience optimal conditions in many or all of these drivers, then they're going to be closer to the engagement end of the spectrum. But when they have suboptimal conditions in many or all of these drivers, that's when they start sliding toward the burnout end of the scale. We do think that there should be a mix of these individual strategies and organizational strategies. And research which suggests, at least the meta-analyses that have been done recently, suggest that we have a lot better chance of mitigating burnout if we have a combination of these two things.